Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects.
Talk Today is brought to you by Subway, open 24 hours in Countryside, Anderson Square in Georgetown, and Centennial Towers in West Bay. And by the Ministry of District Administration. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your sister islands. And Cayman Airways. Call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. And Doctors Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctors Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066.
But I do have some questions.
There are more questions than answers.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program.
Talk Today.
What is on your mind, Cayman? If you are ready to talk, we are ready to listen. Here's your host, Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
Hey, welcome. Thanks very much for joining us, and I'm honored always to be in this extreme position of, I feel so privileged and a great pleasure. We're going to have a chance to talk to Miss Amanda. We're going to speak about the Winter School Board and Fair. 1 o'clock, our friends from CNCF, there's a workshop they want to share about. And then 2 o'clock, well, Miss Ventisha over at one of those ministries is going to come in and tell us about some things. That's the plan for today. Stay tuned and join us for all the information that we're going to share with love and edification. So stay tuned.
Avoid any statements or comments which are abusive, derogatory, malicious, or defamatory. Do not use indecent language or make any statement that is false or misleading. Call 1-800-534-8255, 949-6990, 949-8037, or WhatsApp us on 925-3261.
Email Talk Today at candw.ky. Let your voice be heard. And now, back to Sterling Dwayne Ebanks, Radio Cayman Talk Today.
Hey, welcome back, and thanks for joining us, and to Mr. Amanda Roberts at Dormandy. Hey, thanks very much, because I think in our conversations, I don't want to say over the decades. I don't want to say.
We are getting old.
See, I didn't want to say that. What you've allowed us to appreciate is that we have so much access for our students, and almost on an academic year, increasing more and more locally and internationally as to what we can. But what has been rather intriguing is that our children are driving that process more than ever.
They are. I mean, we're very lucky to keep welcoming boarding schools from UK, Ireland, and also America and Canada over the years, and being supported by them so that there are opportunities that showcased for the students. But I always say with Dorman Day, when the parents come and say, I want my child to go to boarding school, we always start with, well, does the child want to go? And really, certainly in the teenage years, the process has to be driven by the students to make sure it's a path to success.
And that's the thing. We just don't want them to get an academic education. We just don't want them to sort of find their foot in their path, but to drive what is eventually is going to be their lives, from their career choices to the countries that they may take aboard.
Yes, and I think that's the great thing about the boarding schools is they can try a number of different things all on the same campus, and they can up their academic level and choose different subjects that may not be available here. We're lucky, we have some great schools here, but there are other subjects, there's other sports, or the sports that they already do, they can perhaps do it to a more competitive level. So there's a huge range of different things they can do, and including maturing with their independence and with their leadership skills.
Okay. Well, through you, perhaps we go around the table. Let's do it clockwise. What do you think?
Yeah, sounds like a plan.
Sounds like a plan. All in favour say aye. No, it doesn't work that way. This is not Parliament.
So the first, to my left here, we've got Fiona Quartermain, who's representing Russell School. They've been visiting a few times recently. We're very glad to have them, and I'd love to hear more, and the listeners will want to hear more about the school.
Yes, delighted to be here again. Thank you for welcoming us. I think there is a fantastic group of schools here flying the flag for the boarding schools, both from Ireland and the UK, and we've all something very, very unique and special to offer each and every student. I think Amanda's absolutely right. The more I do this, the more impressed I am by the young people who come forward to these events, who are driving it for, and not only the parents but themselves, and wanting the best in education. And I think for all the schools that you'll meet over the next few days, the academics and the teaching and learning is outstanding, but it's what everything else that the schools offer to develop each and every student to reach their full potential and to follow their passions, whether it's being sports, drama, music, horse riding, swimming, whatever it is. I think we've got a great selection of schools that can offer that.
Matt, good to see you again, man. Welcome.
Good to see you too. Thank you for having me back. So I'm the head at Stoner School, which is just outside Bath. And Amanda's right, the first port of call is going to be young people who increasingly have agency and an opinion on these things. And less the case, I think, rightly so, as society moves on, that parents make that decision without their child's voice involved in it.
I like the word of use of agency, the notion that many times the perception may have been decades past that the parent sending the child both for the education, but also, you know what, I had enough of you, 9 months in the womb, too much, you send it off. Now it's the child going, okay, mom and dad, had enough of you. 9 months in the womb. But it's more than that. It's that agency, it's that independence, it's that.
I mean, I think things have moved on a lot. The images of parents sending their child away because that's what they did and everyone else did, and it's just an automatic thing without necessarily the child wanting to go, are long gone. And that sort of anachronistic image of boarding schools just isn't relevant anymore, and there is a school of thought that thinks automatically, why would you want to send your child boarding? Well, because a lot of those children are demanding that of their parents, and I think sometimes in an island scenario like this that they want to access things that, despite the schools on the island doing a lot, they can't get. And I think the other thing is there's some great schools here, but they all offer very different things, and that's great for the parents to be able to do that. But this is the first part of getting under the skin of a school, and it's very difficult to differentiate those schools from the brochures and the websites and so on. There's a little bit of sort of independent school bingo where you can tick off the same phrases, and the independent school sector in the UK is strong in many ways. So it's finding that sort of the 20% difference between the schools that is going to be crucial to your child's kind of experience. That is the key thing for the parents.
And I think we do have to bear in mind, if I might chip in, in mind how the kids have grown up here on the island. We're not necessarily like the kids who've been at school, at prep school or something in England. So they have different needs and require different support. And different interests for some of them. So I think we have to really look at where our Cayman students have come from.
And as I see it, we'll talk more about it, but it's not just competitive, there's a complementary component. Just in the word, boarding school fair. There's a fair. It is fair for those who want to, but there's a fare that they get while they're there that feeds the soul. So we will see what we did there. But let's go on the table. Hi, I'm excited to talk about education. Welcome.
I'm Kate Tyson. I'm from Scarborough College. But yeah, just to excuse me, just echoing what Matt was saying about the different types and the different experiences that people are getting. I mean, there's such a long tradition of boarding in UK and Ireland that we're used to welcoming people from lots of different nationalities. I mean, there's over 35 different nationalities at Scarborough, and I know there is a lot more at different schools that are here at the moment. And it's that getting out into the world and widening their perspectives, and a lot of kids want to just get out there and meet different people and find different perspectives and different opportunities and things that they want to do. Like Fiona was saying about taking their sport to the next level and being more competitive, and just having that broader basis of things. It's a really exciting opportunity for the kids to get out there and have a look. Obviously there are great schools here, but it's something different.
Yeah, it is.
Hello, my name is Susan and I'm representing Villiers School, which is in Ireland. So we're in the Republic of Ireland. I think, you know, what Kate was saying and what Matt was saying as well, and I think moving a little bit further than that, I think parents are really looking for, and children as well, are really looking towards the future. So not just looking at their school experience, but what can they do in the future and what opportunities will take them to maybe university or playing sports as an adult when they grow up. So I think boarding schools can offer a huge amount to students in their teenage years that will give them opportunities later in life, as well as give them a lot of personal growth as well as academic success.
And sort of, as I listen to you, sort of reminded that the world is flat. They're flattening the world more and more, and they're doing it sooner and sooner, as opposed to waiting until after university, you know, or that gap year before to travel. They can live not just vicariously; they can live in real time. So, if you know, well, actually, let me just look at the time. When we come back from the break with someone through you, you know, I was going to ask Miss Fiona something, but let's set the stage. Talk about when it
yes,
is and
well,
whichever.
yes, we mustn't forget to tell you where they're all going to be. We're going to be at the Georgetown Yacht Club tomorrow, Friday, from 4 till 7:30, and we'll be there again at the Yacht Club, Georgetown Yacht Club, at 12 noon till 4 on Saturday. So if you're busy Friday evening, you can come Saturday afternoon instead. And then as a first time event, 4 of the schools, the ones that you'll hear on the radio tomorrow, will also be heading to the BRAC on Monday, so to the Alexander Hotel. So we're trying to get to reach as many people as we can while the schools are here, so that they can have time to talk with them and find out more about each school.
Well, I want you to share with us, you know, individually about your respective schools, but hopefully as parents and prospective students, we can see, you know, the opportunities that, you know, maybe before us for this coming academic year. It may be 3 years hence, but start thinking about it. All right, we're going to pause and take that break. When we return, we invite you to join us. Stay tuned.
Did you know ordering your favorite sandwich from Subway just got easier? Yeah, picture this. No more waiting in line. No more fussing with cash. Just a delicious taste of Subway at your fingertips. With our new app, ordering your go-to sub is as easy as a few taps on your phone. Plus, receive exclusive deals and earn loyalty points with every purchase made on the app. Download the new Subway app today and get ready to ditch the lines and drive straight into your flavor. Visit the App Store or Google Play Store on your mobile phone and search for Subway Cayman Islands. Subway. Eat fresh.
You deserve a unique vacation this year, one with easy non-stop flights from Cayman. Cayman Airways offers more non-stop flights to and from the Cayman Islands than any other airline. Now you can add Panama and Los Angeles to your travel bucket list. Skip the hassle of connecting flights. Panama is just a 2-hour non-stop flight from Cayman. And Los Angeles? Get there in less than 5 hours non-stop aboard Cayman Airways. Call 949-2311 or visit CaymanAirways.com to book your Los Angeles or Panama getaway today.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
Wouldn't it have been grand if you had purchased land 30 years ago? It may not be 2020, but a perfect vision has never been more clear. Cayman Brac and Little Cayman, poised for growth with an eye on the future. Your land, your history, your future. Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
Join East End's first female independent candidate, Delmira Bodden, on Monday, February 3rd at 7:30 p.m. for a public meeting at Melly Dixon's Yard across from the seawall. Come out to hear all about education, cost of living, employment, housing, and more. Radio Cayman will be broadcasting this public meeting live from East End, Monday, February 3rd at 7:30 p.m. Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Hey, welcome back, and thanks for joining us, and thanks to Ms. Amanda over at Dorman Day for helping us as students, but as parents, and by extension the wider community and our policymakers for recognizing how education from the schools that are literally next door to those that may be, time zones and thousands of miles away. There's an element of, sort of complementary services to our students. So
Definitely that they bring something back to the island, of course, once they've been away and experienced different things that they couldn't get here, and bring it back to those that weren't able to go, perhaps, or just to be a part in the future of Cayman. So there's loads of things they can do when they're away, and I know these schools will tell you about them.
Right. Now, just before we do, and again, if Ms. Fiona's okay, we'll start with you as we go around, but from that perspective, as the public, you mentioned tomorrow, and Saturday and Friday.
Friday, Saturday, yeah.
Yeah, what do we need to do as a public to attend?
Right, well, register is the first thing, please. You can find the registration page on various sources. We've got Eventbrite you can easily click to. You can Google our website, dormanday.ky. There's a QR code in the Compass newspaper and on various social media posts. So it's not hard to find, but please do register. Give us a little bit of information, then we can help you, guide you around the fair, and make sure you talk to we'd like to talk to all the schools that are relevant to your interests and everything. But definitely come on down, give yourself plenty of time, and if you can't get round them all on Friday, come again on Saturday.
Yeah, and even if you do, come back again. There may be something else you want. Tell us, not necessarily tell us, but Russell,
I think we're all ambassadors for our school here. Russell's school is really one, I think, of outstanding schools. I think what sets us apart is the teaching and learning is a given. Our academic results are fantastic. We've got 66% A stars to A this year, which was amazing. But I think it's the added extras. It's inspiring our children to become lifelong learners, to walk through those gates and graduate, to be confident. I think the social skills aspect is so important now for our generation. The world is moving at such a fast pace, and just to try and prepare them for the world. Russell has a lot of signature programs. We have a football academy. We signed with Manchester City in September, so we've got our Manchester City coaches coming out and training our boys and girls. Our girls and boys are such an inspiration to keep on top of their passion of the football, but keep on top of the academics as well, because we're a school before we are a football school. I think another signature program worth mentioning is our piano academy. We're an all Steinway school. So those who are very, very passionate about music, they're all very, very welcome, and they do us amazingly well. We've a performing arts academy, and we also have a golf academy, which is very successful. So that there's lots and lots there for students to enjoy.
What, for the parents that are listening, what's the student body? How many students do you have in total?
So we range from 0 to 18, and we've 850 in the school. 340 of those are boarders, and we have 56 different nationalities. So it's global networking. When those students leave, they've got friends all over the world, and it's amazing because they're lifelong friends within that boarding community. There's a lot of 70% British and 30% international.
Okay. Matt, Stunner.
Okay, yeah, so Stunner is a school just outside Bath, and it's a school of, we go from 3 to 18, not 0 to 18, 2 to 18, and we are 340 in the senior school, which is from 11 to 18, and 460 in total. And we have 150 boarders, and again, a diverse international mix alongside our British boarders. I guess the key feature of the school, and what we're known best for, is our equestrian centre, which is right in the middle of the school. It's right in the heart of the school. I often say it's in the heart of the school geographically and also in emotional terms, because nearly half the senior school children ride in one shape or form. I think what's quite unique about the offer at Stonor is that we have 5-year-olds doing a group lesson once a week on a little fluffy pony or ponies, and then also we have, we're the national champions at the moment for show jumping at Hickstead and so on. So we have the full range, and children can bring their own horse to school from all around the world, or loan one of our horses. So we have about 35 of our own horses, and about 35 children bring their horse to school. So just over 70 stables, which is quite a big operation. And it's a wonderful part of school. They're great kids. They're jeans and jumper kids, I call them. They're much happier mucking out their pet pony than they are hanging around outside McDonald's up to no good on a Saturday afternoon. So it's a big feature of school life. And I guess the other thing that's perhaps a feature of the school is the creative arts side of things. We've just recently, last few years, started running a fashion design and textiles sort of sixth form course, which has been very popular. And that's alongside the art and photography and design courses, which many schools will do, but the fashion design and textiles course is an extra thing which not many schools do. And it's been very popular because there's a strong creative arts thread. So if you're an artist or a rider, we're the one for you.
Yeah. I mean, I can't get over, the biggest thing I took to school was my sailboat, but that was a toy. I mean, bringing your horse to school, almost a big school bag. I mean, just think.
It's quite an operation.
Yeah. And that just shows what parents will do for their children, but also what schools can do to accommodate, right? I'm happy to hear that. From your perspective, let us hear more about Scarborough. Yeah.
So Scarborough College is it's on the east coast of the UK. We're right on the beach. Could probably do with a little bit of the sunshine from here to come over. That would be nice.
We exchange some of the cool for the sunshine.
Yeah, I mean it's nice in the summer, but I feel like this would just add a little added extra to it. So just echoing what Fiona said, the academics are there, but for us it's that added extra, that little bit more that we do. I mean, we have our Yorkshire Grit programme, which is for our 11 to 14-year-olds, and it's one afternoon a week. They're taken off timetable and they are doing something that's going to build their Yorkshire grit and resilience. The Yorkshire people have got this sort of spirit that we like to imbue into our kids from across the world. So they're doing surfing lessons, they're doing water sports, they're doing public speaking, doing golf, squash, lots of different things, but working together as a year group, just really building that resilience. And that leads on to our Duke of Edinburgh scheme as well. We're a D of E centre, so a lot of them will go on from the Yorkshire Grit to do their D of E, and we've got, I think at any one time we've got about 50 kids now in a school of, I think we're 575 in total. It's quite a high percentage of kids that go on and do Duke of Edinburgh up to gold as well. We've got the Cricket Centre of Excellence, which is, it's great. We've got an internationally recognised players, coaches coming in and talking to the kids, helping them really improve their skills. And our athletics integrated programme as well, which they're very different sports, but they both have they're taken off timetable for a little sections of the week, and they go out and we have a full athletics track. So the kids really build that in. They keep their academic integrity, but they're building in their favourite sport and really being taken to the next level with it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we're also in the early stages of putting together a surf program, which is something that we've got the beach literally on our doorstep. You stand at the top of our school and you look out over the castle and the bay. It's beautiful, and so we have it, and we want to make sure that we're using it and we're more formalising that kind of program.
You need Yorkshire Grit to be going surfing in Scarborough.
Oh yeah. We sent because they do it from we're a 3 to 18, so we're going up from 2 to 18 over there. But we sent the little kids, the prep school kids, surfing in May, and we were like, it'll be fine. Some of them came out and we were like, we won't be doing that again because they were quite cold. We had a lot of hot chocolate going into them afterwards. So yeah, you definitely do need the Yorkshire Grit for the hardy surfing in the North Sea.
And this is where I think increasingly we got to appreciate what the world offers and what at Cayman's doorstep, literally. A BA flight away almost.
Yes, it's they all arrived in good spirits last night after the journey, so it was a good on-time flight this week, so we were lucky.
There we go. So, well,
yeah.
For those who know, Villiers.
Yeah, as you're talking about, surfing on the Yorkshire coast, but I'm sitting here thinking about our students visiting the Cliffs of Moher in winter in Ireland, which is an amazing but quite a place which requires a lot of grit. For us in Villiers, we're quite unique in Ireland in that we offer the Irish curriculum as well as the IB curriculum, and we're the only boarding school in Ireland that offers students that choice. And I guess the biggest reason that we do that is because of our teachers. Our teachers pushed for the school to become an IB World School several years ago. Our teachers are very passionate about the school. Lots of our teachers are past pupils, myself included. Our teachers' children go to the school, so there is a very clear kind of family atmosphere in our school because lots of our staff and students have a lot of history within the school. And, for us, it's really important that students have a very well-rounded education. So we have about 52 countries represented in the school community. We have 600 students in total from the age of 12 to 18, and approximately 1/3 of our students are either coming from another country or a lot of Irish families as well who live overseas, who choose to send their children back to Ireland for education. So, part of that programme is that we have quite a robust weekend programme for boarders. So during the week, they're very focused on academics, sports. We offer hockey, rugby, basketball, badminton. So there's quite a lot of sports available for students. And then on the weekends, we really focus on, showing them different things that maybe they haven't seen before. They'll go surfing on the west coast of Ireland. They'll go biking or on higher wires, and they'll see something new, something they may not have experienced anywhere else. And that programme is kind of really important to the development of the students in the school.
All right. I tell you what, man, if you're trying to be a student, I'd like to rewind the hands of time now and be one now. All right. Final quick break. When we come back, share more with us, and certainly, Ms. Amanda, through you, the invitation for both Friday and Saturday, and then for those in the back, don't feel left out.
That's right. We'll do that.
Stay tuned. Join us right after.
Accidents and illnesses can strike without warning. Ouch! When it comes to urgent care, every second counts. At Doctors Hospital, we have a dedicated team of experienced doctors and nursing staff available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't waste time in an overcrowded emergency room when you need urgent care. Whether it's a broken bone, a severe infection, or a sudden illness, trust in Doctors Hospital's unwavering dedication to providing the best immediate care. For complete urgent care when you need it the most, choose Doctors Hospital, located in Georgetown, 16 Middle Road.
Did you know ordering your favorite sandwich from Subway just got easier? Yeah, picture this. No more waiting in line. No more fussing with cash. Just a delicious taste of Subway at your fingertips. With our new app, ordering your go-to sub is as easy as a few taps on your phone. Plus, receive exclusive deals and earn loyalty points with every purchase made on the app. Download the new Subway app today and get ready to ditch the lines and drive straight into your flavor. Visit the App Store or Google Play Store on your mobile phone and search for Subway Cayman Islands. Subway. Eat fresh.
Stay cyber secure with Cayman National. Here are a few tips that will benefit you. Ensure to log out completely when you finish any online banking activities. Be aware of phishing attempts and only click links from trusted sources that are sent from your device through emails and messages. Remember, Cayman National will never ask you for your credentials. If you suspect a fraud attempt or that your account has been compromised, please immediately contact our customer support team at 949-8300.
Attention Red Bay and Prospect families. Join me, Roy Tatum, your PPM candidate for Red Bay,
And me, Crystal Gomez Wilson, your PPM candidate for Prospect.
for a fun-filled day to celebrate the everyday superheroes in our community. Mark your calendars for the Post-Heroes Day Family Fun Day.
Join us on Saturday, February 1st from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. at the Eddie Sanchez Community Park on Victory Avenue and Prospect Drive. Enjoy free food and music, face painting for the kids, inflatables and games for all ages, and free photos to capture those special moments.
We can't wait to see you there. 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Saturday, February 1st at the Eddie Sanchez Community Park.
Sponsored by your People's Progressive Movement candidates Crystal Gomez Wilson, Prospect candidate, and Roy Tatum, a Red Bay candidate.
The Cayman Islands Fire Service will be commencing comprehensive fire safety inspections across all public occupancy buildings. These inspections are in accordance with the Fire Safety Code and are critical in maintaining a safe environment. We appreciate the cooperation of all business owners, property managers, and the general public in this important initiative. Together, we can prevent fire-related incidents and enhance the overall safety of our community. For more information on the Fire Safety Code and what to expect during the inspections, please contact the Cayman Islands Fire Service Fire Prevention Unit at 949-2499 or email us at firesafetyinspections@gov.ky.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Hey, welcome back, and thanks to Mr. Mandover Dormady for sharing with us. And I'm truly excited, not just for this opportunity to help you promote and through this discussion to invite, a wide community from that perspective, student and family, to those who may just be a bit curious.
Yes, I think that this is a fair, boarding school fair is a great way to start exploring, even if you hadn't had it in mind, particularly, and your child might be a bit younger and not quite ready.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great way to start exploring boarding schools, just testing the water and seeing what's out there. And we do have a wide range and a good variety of schools that I think do we do try and invite those schools that can offer the best for our students here and have the interests that they want to pursue as well. So, just come on down to Georgetown Yacht Club tomorrow, Friday at 4 o'clock, and on Saturday, 12 noon till 4 p.m. Please do come and chat to the representatives and find out more about the schools. Mm-hmm. You can, even if you're a bit further on in the process, then it's a time you can also book interviews and private meetings if that's the way you want to go. But just come and say hello, pick up a brochure, and find out what it's all about.
I think this is where we are, like what Matt shared earlier, the agency. Our children, not only are we as parents giving them a voice, they're not just demanding, they recognize the importance of exercising that. This was from the village perspective. Let me ask you. For many of us, we are surprised at how our students or our children are not just knowledgeable, not just inquisitive and inquiring, but they're actually demanding. What, if any, from your perspective, from the student and or the prospective student, that question, that query that you found to be sort of the most intriguing? They're asking things, and maybe it's academic, but maybe it's extracurricular. What was that question?
Yeah, I mean, I think that what we always find really interesting is that every year we have a lot of different clubs and sports that happen in the school, and a lot of those clubs and sports are driven by the students. So, we might think that it's really important to have a chess club, for example, and then the students will arrive in and they'll say, no, we want a Dungeons and Dragons club, and can we set it up? Or they'll say, we want a place where students with additional needs can talk to each other about how they feel in school, and we'll set something like that up. So for us, the students do have agency, and the students do ask for what they want, and that differs all the time. And I think it changes all the time, depending on the students that we have, where they have come from, what their experiences are, and having the opportunity to listen to the experiences of all of our different students from all over the world from lots of different backgrounds gives us the opportunity to grow our programs as well.
And that sort of leads nice with what I was thinking initially, Ms. Kate, when you were talking about surfing. I can see sailing, swimming, but sailing, and then sailing in the Cayman context. For me, being in or near the water, especially on a boat, teaches so much. The fact that the fishing trip or that voyage, your safety and enjoyment is dependent on all and sundry on deck. But for parents, listen, surfing, well, that's
Yeah, again, I can see that they're saying,
Yeah.
why are we going to pay for our kids to go surfing? But the idea of it is not just it's a surfing program.
Right.
There's links in, because like Villiers, we're an IB World School as well. So we're linking that to more the eco and the diversity and pulling out those IB learner profiles. So the person who's actually looking and spearheading it is a biology teacher. So he is looking at how he can pull in that marine diversity and ecology and really thinking about the broader world perspective of things, but linking it back to those core IB learner profiles. So there's that really ingrained academic perspective to it, as well as they get to go out and go into the water and have an enjoyable time.
Yeah.
So
No, it's perfect. It kind of, Matt, as you look in and sharing, I was thinking back to some of our previous discussions, but however we term it, a horse is a magnificent animal. It's as gentle as it is strong. It can be that docile thing that rears his head in protest, even. But listening and recognizing, reflecting on where we are as parents, sometimes that teaching takes place beyond the classroom. In the water with the biology is obviously, but the horse and that therapy, as it were.
Yeah, animal therapy is a real thing.
Yeah.
And for many kids, having their horse at school is
Yeah.
more important than having their family there,
Mhm.
frankly.
Yeah.
And it's about responsibility, and I think a lot of what we've talked about is that sense of responsibility goes with looking after an animal. You have that responsibility every day. You can't miss the morning or the evening because the horse doesn't get looked after. That's an important part of it. If I could just say, broaden that slightly, I think I speak for everyone. One of the key things is about independence. We're called independent schools, and that's because we can do our own thing to some extent with curriculum and teaching and programs, and that's why we have strong academic and co-curricular programs. But I also think boarding school teaches children a lot of independence. And I think a scary percentage of young people, something like 10 or 15% of young people, do not get past the first year of their university experience because going to university, sharing a flat with 7 other people you've never met before in a strange city or town, or possibly even a different country, relevant for here, is a really daunting and significant challenge. And I think boarding schools can give a really strong kind of segue into that in a safe framework and a safe environment, but developing that independence that they'll really stand them in good stead going forward to university. Riding's part of that, but all the things that we're talking about here, adventure training, sports, academic, rigor, are all kind of developing that sense of independence.
And I know that whether you're a prospective policymaker or the parent, I'm not going to ask for the discussion now for many obvious reasons, but we see what's happening and unfolding in the UK relative to whether the change in terminology of schools and whether their independence that they were given under one administration is going to be sort of reclaimed under this current one. But that independence that your respective schools have bode well for the school's curriculum and management, but also for the student developing a sense of independence. So for me, that's a check in the plus column. Ms. Fiona, what do you want to leave with our listeners as you invite us to consider?
Well, I think we've kind of left parents out a little bit because, when the students come to us, they're absolutely fine and they're like, bye mom, bye dad. And it's the parents are left with, I've just left my most precious possession with you. But it's giving parents that reassurance of the high level of pastoral care of our boarding house parents, that they're incredibly well looked after, that it's a huge family atmosphere within all the schools, and there's loads of support there and communication with the parents to make sure the well-being of each and every child is met. And there's always the open communication there for parents to reach out, whether it's academically or pastorally. Well-being of all our children, especially in this day and age, it's quite a scary place, the world we're in. Rossel in particular we have a lot of we have a wellbeing centre there with a lot of support for our students, and very much so an open door policy for anything they wish to discuss that they may need support in, which is...
You're not just surrogate parents, you're not just educating and instructing, but you happen to find their way. We all want to know that we are in a place where we can share. There's someone who cares, but at the end of the day, we can excel and then some. Tomorrow is Friday, right?
Friday, the weekend. But so if in fact come on down to Georgetown Yacht Club at between 4 and 7:30 tomorrow to meet these wonderful schools. We might even have a bit of a happy hour while we're there, so come along for that and have a bit of social time as well. But we're looking for the alumni of schools to come on down, and their current parents or past parents, because we know you are all still part of that school family. Please join us at Georgetown Yacht Club, and we'll be there again on Saturday from 12 noon to 4 p.m. And then if you have questions afterwards, when all the schools have gone home, I'm in Georgetown at Dormant Day.
Well, thank you all for making the trip. Hope you enjoyed. Certainly a safe and successful time here, but also a very safe return flight as well. Always a pleasure, Miss Amanda. Looking forward
Thank
to
you
chatting
for having
with you.
me again.
All right. Well, the headlines at 1, and then when you return, our friends from CNCF sit with us, so join us after.
We give you honor and praise, adoration and glory.
Radio Cayman.
Praise time.
Praise him, praise him. Come and let's praise the Lord. Come and let's praise the Lord. Praise him in the morning and in the evening. Oh, let's praise the Lord.
Praise time in the morning.
Praise him, praise him.
Weekdays 6 to 6:30 a.m.
Radio Cayman, waking you up.
Rock my soul in the blues of my favorite. Rock my soul in the blues of my favorite.
Praise time.
I know he cares. He'll always be there. Oh, yeah. Praise him, praise him, praise him.
Praise time.
Set your clock for 6 a.m. or you will miss it.
Radio station.
Radio Cayman is the voice of the Cayman Islands. From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines. Local, regional, international news.
The headline news is brought to you by Kirk Market and Health Services Authority.
The Elections Office is pleased to announce that the revised Register of Electors has now been published, with a total of 25,687 registered voters ahead of the upcoming general election on April 30th, 2025. This represents an 8.8% increase from April of 2021, when the total stood at 23,609. During the recent registration period, 1,858 new voters were added to the electoral roll. Good afternoon, I'm Dion Anglin with your headlines and news elsewhere. No survivors are expected after a passenger plane collided in mid-air with a helicopter near Washington, D.C. on Wednesday evening, officials in the U.S. say. The plane was carrying 64 passengers and crew when it landed in the Potomac River after the collision. The helicopter had 3 people on board who were labeled a fairly experienced crew by the Defense Secretary. Figure skaters from the U.S. and Russia were among those who were on board the aeroplane, according to officials from U.S. Figure Skating and a club in Boston. Authorities searching the freezing waters say they have switched to a recovery operation. And a man who recently moved his family back to Pakistan from the U.S. has confessed to killing his teenage daughter because he disapproved of her TikTok videos. Anwar ul-Haq was charged with murder after he admitted to shooting his daughter Hira in the southwestern city of Quetta on Tuesday. He initially told investigators that unidentified men were behind the shooting. The father, who has U.S. citizenship, said he found his daughter's post objectionable. Police said they were looking at all angles, including the possibility of an honor killing, which is not uncommon in the country. That's a wrap of your headlines. I'm Dion Anglin.
More news available at www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi